Hi there, my name is James and welcome to R&R, the show where I react to and review the latest and greatest music videos. Today I'll be checking out Suicide by Ren. Ren's an artist who needs no introduction to this channel. However, if you haven't, definitely go and check out Ren's GoFundMe page, as well as Ren's latest effort in fundraising for the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. There's a really great story on the web page as to why he is donating to that fund, and I believe this song has something to do with it. So without further ado, let's get into this one.
Through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
So I will say already, this is my first experience hearing Ren in a fully produced track. So far, I've only listened to Hi Ren and The Tale of Jenny and Screech full, which in both of those pieces, they are live tracked, live performed. So hearing Ren's voice in a fully produced track where we've got multiple instruments, as well as his voice, as well as all the effects and everything else going on, it's definitely a different experience, which a couple of the viewers and people who have left comments in my previous Ren videos have mentioned previously that personally they would recommend going for the live performance version rather than the fully produced tracks. And secondly, and similarly to that, also what I'm seeing on screen, we get something quite different. Previously in Hi Ren and The Tale of Jenny and Screech in full, we get those live performances where we see Ren, his guitar, and in some of those instances, we also got some interesting camera work, which added to the live performance aspect, where in this, we get this really cool, has that sort of new AI generated feel, film clip style about it, where there's not just the sort of one take, but there is, or at least it feels like to me, the sort of multiple interpretations that the AI systems generally use. So already something quite different to what I've experienced with Ren, which is nice. Something a little bit different, although we do get a lot of the similarities within the composition. You know, we get something that we've seen, something that I've heard in the past with Ren in his previous songs is his vocalizations. The moments where he's not necessarily saying words, but he's just playing with voice and melody. So we get a little bit of that already, but what we don't get are the types of compositional elements that people have called bardcore, which, you know, those sort of more classically driven guitar moments, particularly in the introduction of a lot of Ren songs that I've heard in the past. So again, a nice change up here.
I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, but can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you.
I'm really enjoying the film clips so far. Whether it is AI generated or not, I can't tell 100%, but I am enjoying the stylistic approach that they've taken, and we're seeing some of those themes that we've seen in the past, particularly with the pig character. that's popped up just in this verse. But we're also seeing some other things that we've seen before with, definitely what we got a lot in the Tale of Jenny and Screech was seeing a lot of the scenery around, where we get those outside shots of back alleys and graffiti and all that sort of stuff. So it is nice to have some of those connecting points from previous works. Musically, I think we do get something a little bit more low-key. And definitely when it comes to the production elements, I guess from what I've come to know as Ren's style, it is a bit surprising that there would be so much reverb and polish, I guess, overall, sort of tidying things up, which is definitely not what you get with his live performances. So it makes me think of the commercial aspects of, because of the message within this song and its fundraising counterpart, I'm wondering if Ren made the real decision to go something a little bit more polished, a little bit more commercial sounding, so that it could appeal to a wider audience. That's just my thought at the moment.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
And I would say that even though it is a bit more polished and produced, it still doesn't take us too far away from what we've got previously in his live performances. Specifically, there are some connections to Ren's busking as well. We don't get a whole lot going on the percussion side. It's quite simple. We don't get a whole lot with the guitar work. Again, it's quite simple. And even some of those other little things, they are just sort of nice textural elements or little bits of sweetness, candy here and there, with those really cool little vocal parts that just sort of come in one ear and out the other, or that are just in the backing vocals. So even though it is quite different to the live performances, there's still those, again, connecting elements, which I think is quite important.
Sick boy, bitten by a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword, then drive through the armour. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
I am really, really enjoying the film clip. I love the color grading and the themes that we're getting, again, with those parts that are sort of hard to tell whether they are hand-drawn or AI generated, but there's these sorts of moments where the faces are changing and they're moving in between human and some sort of like cyborg elements. Pieces of the face come apart and you see sort of like cameras and things like that, which are really cool. Gives it that sort of dystopian effect, which is something that I picked up when doing my research on Ren, where he seems to be a fan of George Orwell. I've noticed him quoting or referencing Animal Farm and 1984. So again, I wonder if that's on purpose that we see some of these themes popping up within the film clip here, or if that was, again, if it is AI generated, a sort of happy accident that we're getting.
Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sega, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plaster cast. The truth is that the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying, and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hers. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Wow. Definitely was not expecting that to end that way. Wow. That is definitely something I have noticed with Ren, is he is very good at taking a song, getting you comfortable, let's say, in the composition, and then really shifting it and changing it and turning it around and making it something not different, but it's still connected. It gives us this, shows us the other side, or a deeper explanation of maybe the points that we're missing as we are taken and captured, and specifically when there is a visual to go along with it. We get those things where, you know, maybe we're distracted by the visuals and we're not quite taking in the lyrics as deeply as maybe we should be. So that ending, I think, is a great example of that. And then another thing which many people have pointed out to me is Ren's rapping ability, his rhyming. And we definitely got that within the early parts of the song, the verses, verse 1 and 2, where he's doing a lot less singing and a lot more rapping style vocals. But then the style that we get in the end there is a lot more along the lines of like beat poetry. There's a lot of poetic meaning and intent, where I think that's where that change and that shift of just going to the single piano, and even though there is a lot of reverb and other effects going on, we still only get that single vocal to accompany it. And of course, the amazing poetry and poetic lyrics with that vocal. And again, we get Ren showing his vulnerability, which we definitely got that early in the song, but not to that extent, which really just comes back to how amazing and powerful Ren's music can be. It really does touch the heart and touch the humanity in people, I think, in some amazing ways. And then we also get that shift within the visuals as well. You know, things starting off in that very dark, dystopic looking, futuristic vibe. And then as we shift from that last chorus into the outro, and then things again developing into the lighter colors, the more natural cream colors that we get there are again just another amazing way of Ren showing and not telling. You know, this could definitely be a piece of art which I think if you took away the lyrics, you could just have the music or even just some atmospheric sounds and have it as a projected piece of art in a gallery or something like that. And it could even take on different meanings. Obviously, we get a very personal message, which a lot of people would definitely be able to relate to. But I think if you took away that personal message, you still get a lot of relatability within the video clip as well, which just enhances the art, which again is exactly what Ren is very, very good at doing when he takes his songs, adds it with a very powerful image, and it makes this piece of artwork, which is absolutely amazing. All right, that is it for me in this one. Be sure to let me know down in the comments section below if I've missed anything, your thoughts on Suicide by Ren, or definitely let me know if you have any information on how the video clip was made. I'm really interested to know if it was AI generated, hand-drawn, combination of both. I'd love to know that. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, check out some of my other videos, and remember to use the comments section below as a space for community discussion. And you'll see me in the next one.